April 12, 1944, near the Hürtgen Forest, western Germany. A thin curtain of morning fog clings to the pines, muffling distant artillery and the groan of wind through shattered branches. The ground is wet and slick with rain as the men of the U.S. 9th Infantry inch forward. Private First Class Daniel Mercer pauses behind a blasted spruce stump, his breath smoking in the cold air, while Staff Sergeant Roy Tillman raises a clenched fist and the squad freezes. A metallic snap ahead. German bolts cycling. Mercer tightens his grip on the M1 Garand. 8 rounds, gas-operated, smooth cycling. The weapon, a promise in his hands. A breeze stirs the treetops. A crow bursts out, and Tillman counts down silently. 3, 2, 1. When movement erupts across the depression, German silhouettes dart from tree to tree, rifles rising. A sharp Kar-98K crack snaps past Mercer's cheek and buries into the tree beside him. Tillman shouts, "Contact, front!" and Mercer leans out, firing, the Garand bucking, once brass flicking away. No bolt, no pause. He fires again and again, a steady hammer. The Germans hesitate, believing American rifles match their bolt-action rhythm. They wait for silence, the reload, but Mercer's rifle doesn't fall silent. Lucas Stein ducks behind a log, counting shots too fast, impossible, no bolt. He rises, shouting, "Vorwärts! Sie laden nach! Forward! They're reloading!" His men surge, expecting safety, but Mercer's clip still holds rounds. He fires, dropping 1, then 2, then 3. The end-block clip finally pings into the air, and Tillman slams a fresh one home. Before Stein can move, and the Americans pour fire until the Germans retreat in fragments, dragging wounded into the fog. Mercer lowers his rifle, exhaling. Tillman claps his shoulder, saying, "That's why we carry these. They hear a ping and think they're safe, but by the time they realize they're not, it's over." Deep in the woods, Stein and 5 shaken survivors regroup behind a mossy boulder. Otto Faber, angry, demands to know what rifles those were. Stein admits no bolt actions, too fast, controlled semi-automatic. Mueller arrives, demanding a report, and Stein explains the enemy rifles do not fire like theirs. Mueller picks up a .30-06 casing, recognizing the M1 Garand, says he thought it was rare, telling them to listen for the ping only if close enough to hear it, but knowing that distance is deadly. The squad moves east, tense, aware the battlefield has changed, as Mercer and the 9th Infantry advance, following tracks. Tillman calls for flanking, and soon they hear the Germans again. Mercer spots footprints, and Tillman whispers they regrouped. Hitting them now will break them. The Americans advance, fog swirling, until Mueller's men set a firing line. Stein loads a 5-round clip, chambering around as Mueller orders, "Hold until my mark." Mercer feels something wrong, raises a fist to stop Hayes and spots a helmet rim, calling, "Contact, Germans!" Open fire, and Mercer returns semi-automatic shots, flowing, punishing Germans, forced down. Stein pops up, fires, cycles, fires, but each exposure invites multiple Garand shots. He's outgunned by tempo. Mueller orders shift left, but the American fire denies movement. Santos's BAR roars, turning bark to splinters. Germans fall back under smoke and retreat toward higher ground. Mercer and the squad chase, Tillman saying, "Let 'em run, we're not done." They continue as Germans stagger up another ridge. Mueller orders positions along a slope. Stein loads again, knowing this time every shot must matter. Mercer spots Germans on the crest, and Tillman spreads the squad. Santos's BAR opens first, shredding cover. Stein ducks, then fires again, but Mercer's replies force him flat. Dietz tries to shoot, but cycling his bolt costs precious seconds as multiple Garand rounds slam the ridge. Mueller calls, "Maintain discipline, aim, then fire." But the Americans climb faster than Germans can react. A ping rings out. Mueller screams, "Now!" Stein fires, hitting someone, but another American reloads instantly and they press in, storming the ridge. The Germans break, retreating in panic. Mercer, Hayes, Santos, and Tillman crest behind them, controlling the pace by firepower. The Germans stumble again, fleeing toward a riverbed, while the Americans sweep their shattered positions, pushing them farther into the forest. Chased relentlessly.
The Germans try yet another stand, but the Americans keep closing. Stein and Dietz, exhausted, struggle to hold any line. Every German shot is met with several Garand shots as the squad pushes them across the gully, forcing Müller to order another retreat toward a final defensible ridge. Jagged and steep, as the fog thins, Müller commands them to take this last stand. Stein collapses behind roots, loading a new clip, breathing heavily, Dietz trembling beside him. Müller tells them to pick shots, slow the enemy, but they know the Americans won't give them time. Mercer approaches the ridge, spread wide, Santos's BAR anchoring their advance. The Germans fire, cracking down the slope, bullets slicing trees. Mercer returns fire, bounding upward, Hayes covering him, Garand rounds hammering Stein's cover until he slips back. Dietz rises in panic, firing wildly, but Mercer answers with controlled shots, pummeling his position. Santos rips through the left flank, and the German defensive line fractures as Müller orders fall back, but they cannot move. Mercer and Hayes crest the ridge, rifles aimed. Stein turns, eyes wide, frozen. Dietz drops his weapon. Müller lowers his pistol, seeing defeat as American silhouettes surround them. Their doctrine, built on exploiting pauses, destroyed by weapons that had none. Mercer stands breathing hard over a fight won, not through numbers or terrain, but because the battlefield no longer moved at the pace of bolt-action rifles, and the Garand had taken their time.